Welcome to Argenti's 2026 Dragon's Den. At this year's CareTech Fest, we invited you to share your best care technology ideas, whether fully formed or just a spark. A fantastic expert panel including care commissioners, tech specialists, third sector partners and entrepreneurs helped review innovative solutions from colleagues across the front line of care. Without further ado, on to our first pitch.
Hi Dragons, this is my pitch about Quiet Guardian. So my idea of Quiet Guardian is a passive, context-aware safety system created specifically for dementia care.
And what did the Dragons think?
I love that. I think that's a brilliant idea. At the moment, it sounds complicated, but I think it can be really simplified.
Again, really like the idea, can see the potential impact, scalability, the way it addresses a chronic kind of workforce overload shortage.
And on to pitch 2.
So the problem I spotted is many older and vulnerable people spend long days with no social contact. The current approaches, I think, rely heavily on overstretched services or family who may not live nearby. So there's not a simple, structured way to connect lonely people with volunteers. So my idea is a platform that is called Volunteer Connect.
And time for more feedback from the Dragons.
I really love this. I love the fact that it's utilising what someone already owns. You know, we're not putting in new technology, we're using what someone already has in place. But I love the idea about how this can build resilient communities.
I think probably the technology isn't a difficult thing to crack. I think the interesting one, and you probably know better than me, is how do you envisage getting people to sign up for this? So how would we find our customers, and how would we find I call them customers, volunteers, our target lonely people? How do we attract them and get them to sign up?
And pitch 3.
This idea is a belt which deploys a buffer in the form of an air-filled cushion between a person who is falling and the floor or surface they're falling towards.
And feedback time.
I think the idea is really interesting, and it's certainly a really impactful issue around falls. But I think it would potentially need some testing.
Would there also be an idea, because the main part of our body is this bit up here, could we put it into like a beanie hat?
And the final live pitch.
But I'm bringing you the idea of home voices. It's simple technology to aid with a more complex problem. Home voices uses Tony speakers, which are simple, child-friendly audio devices, paired with the creative Tony figures that family and friends can record personal messages or stories on. People experiencing loneliness, isolation, or a tendency to wander can access comforting, familiar voices at any time of the day or night. There's no screen, there's no menu, there's no complicated app. It's just a magnetic figure. We do have them at home, and I did try and find one of our creative Tonys, but unfortunately I could only find Snoop Dogg singing.
And time for more feedback from the Dragons.
So first of all, I love it. The experience of all the relevant demographics, both young and involved in that pitch, and a huge fan of forking existing tech that's already been developed and have the cost of development already done and taking part in successful design. So sign me up. My one question though, I know you may have covered it, is Tony on board?
I've not asked him. Let's ask him. I'm sure he is.
And you've done it already with an existing user, so it kind of feels like you don't really need our help with this because it's something that you've got deployed and it's sorted. But it would be great if we could actually legitimize this as a solution. That'd be fantastic.
I think it's a belter of an idea, I have to say. I wonder if you could get a prompting, Tony.
Yeah, I love this idea as well. I was thinking about my nan who loves to tell the same stories and how much she would love to reminisce and have those stories told back to her. So I think it's really great, and for keeping people engaged. My question would be, how are we going to 3D print the figure of my nan?
No, but you can.
One pitch highlighted how loneliness can lead to self-neglect and unsafe living conditions, and a final one introduced an app to help social workers spot fall risks and improve home safety, both addressing the need for tech to protect people living alone. And before we close, let's have some final thoughts from our Dragons.
As a tech geek, that's got my tech juices going for definite, and I'm already trying to think, how can I make each individual work or even get close to working.
Thank you. Well, it was a real pleasure to hear all of the amazing ideas that people presented today. They did it with enthusiasm, real insight to people's care needs, and just absolutely brilliant. They should all be very proud.
What an inspiring session. Lots of great ideas, and so much thought had gone into them, and even testing some of the ideas.
I think they were thinking about most about risk. I was hoping they did think about everything, like artificial intelligence and having fun with that technology. I do understand their jobs is about around risks. I want to see how they can help that person to have that beautiful, gloriously ordinary life.
Thank you so much, Peter, for that contribution. And yeah, I think, as you said, that the risk factor is important and crucial, but also let's pilot these ideas, let's get them going in safe and controlled environments, for sure.
I thought the ideas were really great, and it was nice to see the themes of loneliness being touched on in really practical ways.
Yeah, as an inventor, actually, it's quite inspiring to see. One of the hardest parts about inventing is sort of really identifying that need in the first place. And it was really inspiring to see people who are kind of very close to the problems and the people with these problems, really understanding people's needs and coming up with solutions to them.
So I think the focus on underrepresented and overlooked needs was really, really good to see. And they clearly knew the points of failure that they were addressing. None of them should stay at pilot.
Yeah, for me, I'm really inspired by the pictures. So it's about, increasing independence, reducing social isolation, stuff like that. So every single one of them pictures, should be taken forward in my view.
We can maybe resurrect this and continue it, because I think, like everyone said, it's a fantastic way to really just harness fantastic ideas from people who are close to it.
Thank you to everyone who contributed brilliant ideas and energy. The judges' feedback spoke volumes. Together, we're shaping the future of tech-enabled care.